guys, today I am doing an interview with Jasmina. She's 7.5 holder. So at first, Jasmina, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. My full name is Jasmina. I recently got my IELTS certificate, and as the Nura said, I'm 7.5 holder.
So I decided to do a video for people who wanna have an IELTS, because I know that so many of you just wanna have an IELTS and preparing for this exam. And I hope that this video will be really I don't know, helpful for you.
Yeah, informative.
Yes. So let's start with the questions which I prepared for her. So how long did you prepare for IELTS?
I prepared for IELTS for about a year, but for my general English, like in total, I spent 3 years.
So for us, you needed 5 years, it means, yes?
In total. No, for I spent the first and a half year on my general English, grammar and vocabulary, and the remaining time was dedicated to IELTS preparation.
So if a beginner wanna study an IELTS, a beginner would need 5 years. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's too long.
Yes.
So did you ever feel that IELTS was too difficult for you?
Definitely. When I was stuck in 6.5 and 7, I felt really overwhelmed. I decided to give up IELTS and change my measure. But after realizing my goals, I want to study in Germany, I kept going. I kept studying hard, so I have achieved it.
So you didn't got 7.5 from the first time. It was your third attempt.
No, it was my first attempt.
But you said you got 6.5.
No, I didn't say.
Oh, I just didn't understand.
You might mistaken
yes,
me
but
with someone.
Yes, I think, but the first time getting such kind of results is really awesome.
Yeah.
Really amazing. What resources or books helped you the most?
I think everyone knows this book.
Cambridge
books.
Yeah.
I first prepared with this Cambridge books. I would really advise you to prepare from 9 to 20 because they are very closest materials that's similar to IELTS reading and listening. And after this, since IELTS is organized on computer, I need to work on different websites to improve my overall language abilities. For example, I use miniielts.com for reading, and several other websites for my remaining sections.
Interesting. But what about the other Cambridge? Here is a lot of Cambridge until 20.
Yeah. From the first 1 to 8, they are really difficult and they are non-standard. I have solved all the passages, and they were a bit different from Cambridge 20 or Cambridge 18.
So this why I think it's too difficult for me now solving this, because I'm doing and reading from this Cambridge, and I am now at 20 Cambridge maybe.
Yeah.
And they're more difficult than other reading tests, which I didn't know. It was maybe I am just a stupid and I just don't understand.
No, they just require logic, and they're a bit complex. So.
Yeah. So, how many hours per day did you study?
Honestly, I studied 4 and 5 hours per day, or even more, depending on my schedule. The first 2 hours I spent for my listening. I just practiced 2 full listening tests and did full deep analysis. I just reviewed my mistakes, why I did mistake in that question, and try to comprehend comprehend why I did this mistake. And then I moved on to my reading. I did about 2 or 3 passages per day, also with deep analysis, because analysis is key in IELTS. When you don't know why you are making mistakes, you keep making them, you keep repeating the same mistake again and again, and you cannot make a progress.
Great. So, by the way, I remember about one question which I wanted to give you, and like, what do you think? What about his IELTS? Because when I asked the one guy from your group, he said that IELTS is more about pressure, than how you're acting during the pressure, how you use your knowledge. And what do you think about it? Like, if you would not have any pressure, would you got a higher score from the IELTS?
Definitely yes. On my test day, I felt really pressured and overwhelmed. I felt really nervous, and due to this, I struggled to speak fluently especially in part 2. I cannot concentrate fully, and my ideas were kind of mixed. That's why before taking the test, you should be mentally prepared. I mean, you should stay calm down, and just accept IELTS as a kind of not test, maybe
Just a test.
just a test, not it was the end of the world.
But I think it's unreal because, for example, now when before doing a mock test, I'm really worrying about it. What if I will go lower? What if I will not do, I don't know, something? So I think it's unreal.
Yeah.
So the next question: what surprised you the most on test day?
Again, my speaking performance. I dealt with an ease on part 1. I answered all the questions fluently, but when we moved on part 2, my ideas kind of mixed. I couldn't just talk fluently, I didn't go with the flow. So my speaking performance, although I had prepared to speaking with support teacher Mafta, for 2 months it didn't I didn't show the same performance as I did in that speaking session. Yeah.
So if not the pressure, but by the way, you had an exam at IELTS school where you prepared, and it was your second home. And just imagine what would it be if you would, I don't know, if your exam would be at Tashkent or in Samarkand. I think it would be more difficult.
Yeah. Fortunately, we had the test in our own language center, but still,
it is a pressure.
It is the pressure.
So the next question: what would you do differently if you took IELTS again? An interesting question for you.
Yeah. Maybe I focus on speaking naturally, because before my test day, before you say that I wasn't really fluent, I was using kind of forced vocabulary, and it didn't sound like a native speaker. So if I took the test again, I would focus on my naturalness in speaking.
You thought about this, that you will take a test again, but
yeah,
though your results are still perfect, I think.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 IELTS tips?
Oh, well, the first tip is you should be really proficient at working on a computer or laptop. you should type fast, because on the test day you feel really nervous and couldn't type fast, and this results in kind of failure, or sometimes just because of typing you might miss answers in listening.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I remember my first mock, like when I like didn't know how to type with laptop, and I am hearing an audio, and I am like, here is the first question was spelling, and I tried
Yeah.
to spell this, and when I'm spelling this, the audio is already at, I don't know, 10th question maybe, and it was like crazy.
We had a group mate who took the test recently, if you know. He first wrote his answers to the paper and recopied it to computer.
Who was he?
We might keep it private.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will ask her that.
So you should be prepared. You should kind of have good typing skills, and you should know computer by your heart, you know.
So this was the first tip.
And this was the first tip, and the second tip is be consistent. You know, consistency is the key to IELTS. For example, if you do one intensive full mock test and didn't accomplish any tasks in like English tasks later in the day or in other days, yeah, like you had a huge gap between the day, you had a big break, so this might be really real problem, because doing one intensive task and having a break the next day doesn't help you to progress. It doesn't help you to make a progress, because consistency, when you even like, you should do it every day. Even small actions like 10 minutes listening to podcasts or reading an article, but in every day regularly help you make progress.
But what about renovation? Like, we're not a robot.
No, you shouldn't do it intensively. Just dedicate your small amount of your time, maybe 10 minutes. It wouldn't overwhelm you, you know?
Like, if I will have a rest day, I can just listen a 10-minute podcast, and it will help me.
It will help you if you kind of extract some useful vocabulary or learn something new from that.
Like, a passive listening isn't just a help,
Yeah.
Agreed. So it was the second tip.
Yeah.
The third tip as well.
I'm thinking about third tip. Well, our group mates always do like passages, reading passages or listening tests, but after they check the answers, they don't analyze their mistakes. They don't review their mistakes, and this is a big problem. When you don't review your mistakes, as I just said before, you keep repeating it again and again, and you won't make progress. That's why you should don't just do kind of, oh, I did this, I did this mistake, oh, I won't do this for the second time. You should write it. You should jot these mistakes down to your notebook or your computer. So, and also you should review it every day. So you should make a table in general.
So like, I'm making a table, and every day I will just reading this.
Yes.
Reviewing, yeah.
Yeah.
A good review, by the way. I will use it. So
That's what helped me to score higher in both my listening and reading. Although reading was my downfall.
So the next question: what should students stop doing while preparing?
That's what. No, that's what I just said. They should stop doing tests without analysis.
Yeah. Like every teacher says it, and I was like, is it really? And I, tried to do like this. I would like look at my mistakes, and at the second time when I'm like doing an listening or something, I remember about them. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did
yeah.
it, so now you shouldn't do it. It's like really helpful tip, by the
Yeah.
way.
For example, when you make a keyword table for reading, you should for keyword table you should mark keywords like vocabulary or like synonyms, and when you write them down, you will remember it. You will that vocabulary stay in your mind forever.
Yeah, a good tip for learning vocabulary.
Yeah.
So, and the last question which we have today is, what is one secret about IELTS nobody talks about? Like, secret.
Secret.
Like, but like, I don't think that IELTS have any secrets because, it's just preparing, hard work, and something like that. But by the way, I think here is a one secret which nobody who has exam don't tell us.
Well, I think some students use big, fancy C2 words in their writing. They might think that using these words can help them to increase their score, to score higher, but that isn't true. That's totally wrong, because using fancy words doesn't mean that you score higher. You should just you should like similarly explain your idea in a simple sentence, but in a more understandable way. So I would advise to students to avoid using these words and just focus on the naturalness, on the cohesion of their ideas.
So how I know you got 7.5 from writing,
Yeah.
which is really hard, because every student is got like lower score from the writing.
Yeah.
This is a problem from everyone. Like so many students got 6.5 from writing, how I know.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked to watch this result from your like IELTS score, and I was like, how you got it? Like, what do you think? How you got it? Because your peer groups, the people from your group got 7, and nobody got 7.5 from the writing. How you doing?
They didn't get 7 either. Well, I think it's because I love writing.
Really?
Yeah. Writing can help me to transmit, like, convey my ideas. I hate speaking.
Really?
I couldn't
Oh my God.
speak about my ideas to other people. Instead, I prefer writing it to the paper. Also, I think it's because of my like logic. For example, in task 1, you should group information correctly, because as before said, he said that examiners are also humans, so write like a human being. For example, if there is 3 categories, for example, take a table, 3 categories, but they have 5 years, we should go with 3 categories because it's easier to describe 3 categories instead of going with year by year, you
Yes,
know?
but I think it's about a teacher, how teachers like, explain for the students,
Yeah.
like, and how like teacher explain for students. This way will be comfortable for them. And
Yeah. Teachers' techniques and strategies to approach task 1 reports really helped me to boost my writing score. And for task 2, I used to use big fancy words, and teacher once told me, don't use them, instead just convey your opinion more naturally. And after this, I followed on his advice, and I just kept my writing simple but really natural. And also in writing, many students repeat the same idea but again and again, but in different words. and
This is me.
and this might lower their writing score. This may deter them from achieving higher score in writing.
But like about simply, so like, what do you think? You said like write it naturally. For me, it means write without a high level vocabulary. I don't know why.
No.
But for me, it's this kind of a meaning.
Writing naturally means like you should follow on five. You should follow on PEL structure.
What is it?
This is first you should say personal statement. You should give personal statement, and then explanation, example, and what is L? I don't
Support-
remember
support?
L.
Oh yeah. Support idea maybe.
Yeah, support, explain it, and give an example. That's what I did in my real exam.
Yeah. So this was all questions, but what do you think? What was your motivation to not like just give up the IELTS? To not, I don't know, be in depression maybe? Because IELTS is something which you like can do rapidly. The one type of a test which you're doing again and again, and it's like years you are doing this kind of things. What make you to not like, I don't know, just continue your way?
To stop IELTS?
To
What do you
not,
mean?
like, to don't stop in IELTS. What's your motivation to don't
stop.
Yeah, non-stop.
Well, first of all, I'm really like attentive to other people's results. You know, whenever I look at my peers' result, I feel really jealous if they got higher than me. And this might be a real motivation, because when you like comparison is not actually good, but when you compare yourself to other people, you will probably take an action and oh, I should do it. Nama kam jayım var dedi. So I don't know the translation of this gap in English.
So yes, maybe because like I am as a person compare myself to my peers. Because for example, when I got a lower band score at mock test or something, because you know my scores isn't like the perfect scores. I got always 5.5, and I think just because of they didn't add the speaking, because if they will add this, I will got 6 from the mock test. And it's like too bad for me. I don't know, like I feel so bad that like, and I will be in a depression. I'm like in a depression one day after this result, and I'm like, what do you think? What you did wrong? Why is it so? And I try to like work harder and harder. So I think yes, the comparison have good sides too.
Yeah.
So this was all what we wanted just to say you. And Jasmina, I think you really helped people who wanna get an IELTS score, and it was really helpful for them. Because for me it was helpful too. I didn't know so many things which you said, said. So this was all, guys.
Thank you for you also for inviting me for this interview. So keep posting this, keep like making such posts for your subscribers.
So thank you, Jasmina. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.